Good morning, students. Welcome. Now, we are going to study the next point related to the laws of production. In that, in our previous video, we have seen basic related to the economies of the scale. But still, I think it needs to understand what is economics of the scale, because very few students have real idea or understand what is the economics of the scale. So, in today's video, firstly we have seen some of the basic things related to the economics of the scale. What is economics of the scale, and then we will move towards our topics. So, the first of all, what is economics of the scale? Look here. First of all, economies of the scale. Where the economies of the scale is working, or which type of industries really gets benefits of the economies of the scale. To understand this, first of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of economies of the scale. Economies of the scale is. So, at that time, we can see when there is a more than two or more than number of products are produced by any company, in that type of company economies of the scale are working. Say for example, if in any business unit or in any business production, if there is only one unit or one type of product is produced by the producer, any one type of product is produced by the production or the producer, at that time the economies of scale is not working or not get benefit in that particular things. So, what is the economies of the scale? Economies of the scale means when any producer or when any company owner produces more than one product in that type of business unit, economies of the scale working. Say for example, if any producer product is cement, he produces cement. This is the only product within that particular producer. At that time, there is no concept of economies of the scale. On the other hand, if you take example of Balaji, how many numbers of the product available to the Balaji wafers? At that time, you can say that Balaji product have number of product available within it. Potato wafer, in potato wafer also there is a number of variety available. And other type of like breakfast related items produced by Balaji wafers. So here the economies of the scale work. Here economies of scale does not work. Here again the question is arise, what is the economies of scale? Economies of scale means reduce cost per unit. Reduce cost per unit. If any producer or if any company owner reduce cost per unit in that particular industry, in his industry, at that time it is called the economies of the scale. Say for example, here we can take example of travel. If you are going in, let's say for example, we are going Jamkhambali to Rajkot, and there is only one passenger daily travel from Jamkhambali to Rajkot. What will be the cost of traveling that particular place? On the other hand, if more than one, or if 50 passengers are traveled from Jamkhambali to Rajkot today, At that time, what is the cost? જ્યારે તમારી એ જાણવું હોય તો એક જ વ્યક્તિ દરરોજ જતો હોય તો વિચારો કે એની જે છે પડતર અથવા એની કોસ્ટ કેટલી હોય અને એની જગ્યાએ ખબર એ જાણવું તો જવાબ એક કરતા વધારે વ્યક્તિ હોય at that time what is the cost? So here you can clearly see when there is only one person who travels from Jamnagar to Rajkot daily service at that time, say for example the cost may be 2,500, but when there is a number of passengers are traveling from Jamnagar to Rajkot, at that time your cost will decrease and your cost per unit or your cost per passenger will be 200. તમને ખબર છે તમે બસમાં જાવ તો બહુ ઓછા ભાડામાં તમે રાજકોટ પહોંચી જાવ છો એના બદલે જો તમારું પોતાનું વ્હીકલ હોય તમે પોતે જે છે ફોર વ્હીલ લઈને ત્યાં જાવ તો એનામાં તમારે કેટલું જે છે ભાડું આપવું પડે અથવા કેટલી કોસ્ટ પડે. Here when there is only one passenger, at that time your cost is very high, and when there is a number of passengers, here only one passenger, and here say for example there is a 50 passenger in that bus, તો તમારું જે છે એ યુનિટ હોયતા ત્યારે તમારી કોસ્ટ જે છે એ ઘટેલી છે. When you have only one unit, at that time your cost is 2,500, and when your unit is 50, at that time your cost is 200 rupees. So here economies of the scale working, here economies of the scale is not working. You can take benefit of the economies of the scale in that situation, but you are not taking advantages of economies of scale in the first situation. Hope you will understand the basic things related to the economies of the scale. Now, if we understand these things in the practical manner, at that time it will arise due to increase in output in production system. When the economies of scales are working more, when the economies of the scale arise in your business unit, at that time if you are continuously increasing some of the output in your business processes, at that time you will get the benefit of the economies of the scale. Here we take example of Balaji Wafers. What happens if the Balaji Wafers is only producing the potato wafer? If Balaji produced only potato wafers, at that time he sells only potato wafers and his profit is remaining very limited. But now here I have very much aware about Balaji product. તમે બધાને ખબર છે ક્લાસ સુધી તમે બધાએ બધા નાસ્તાની અંદર બાલાજીની ઘણી બધી પ્રોડક્ટનો જે છે એ કન્ઝમ્પશન કરેલું હશે. તો બાલાજી વેફર has a number of products available to them. Say for example there is 50 products available to the Balaji Wafers. At that time he will earn more and more profit from this 50 product. Say for example if any two product does not give the profit to Balaji Wafers, કોઈ બે વેફરમાં જે છે કોઈ બે પ્રોડક્ટ ની અંદર બાલાજી વેફરને ફાયદો થતો નથી, but at that time remaining 48 product will cover that loss as per the requirement and as per the investment occurs in that particular industry. So this is the economies of the scale. How you will understand the concept of economies of scale. Now we will see on the page number 80 there is the presentation of block, how the economies of scale is working in that. Now, on the page number 80, the presentation of law of diminishing margin or the pair economies of scale given in the diagrammatic form. We will see that in that the first is given the presentation of the law. When inputs are increased in certain proportion, the scale of the firm becomes big. It affects the production in the following manner, which can be divided into three phases. If you are adding the scale, or if you are adding the inputs in your production houses, at that time your production house or your production or unit will become big. And how that product inputs, how that adding sources in the production, how that affects on the production system. At that time, this production system affects mainly in three ways. The first is the phase of increasing return. The phase of increasing return. When there is certain increase in inputs, the proportion of production increase more than the quantity of increased inputs. It is called the condition of increasing returns. It means when you are adding more inputs in the starting phase in the production system, at that time in the starting phase, your production or your inputs give you increasing return in the starting phase. Say for example, if you have added 10 units in your production system, that 10 unit will give you more than 10 marginal return in the production system. After that, the phase of constant return. The phase of constant return. The second is when certain quantity of inputs is increased, the increase in production is proportionate to the quantity of increasing inputs. This is called the condition of constant return. It means your inputs give simultaneous report in your output. Say for example, if you are add 10 units, if you are add 10 inputs to the production system, then 10 inputs gives you marginal return is equals to 10. If the both inputs and outputs or inputs and return both are same, this is called the situation of constant return. After that, the phase of diminishing return. When certain quantity of inputs is increase, the increase in production is less than in comparison to quantity of increasing inputs. This is called the condition of diminishing return. What is diminishing return? Diminishing return means when you add inputs and you get less output in comparison to the inputs, that is called the diminishing return. And any person who is wise enough to understand the situation of market, situation of business unit, he will stop producing more unit or adding more inputs in the production processes. If we understand these things more clearly, say for example, here the third is the phase of diminishing return. Here the first is given as increasing return. What is increasing return? It means when you add 10 inputs in the production system, in the starting phase, in the incremental stage, it will give you more than 10. It means your input is 10, your return or your output is more than 10. Now the second phase is constant. It means in the second phase also, if your input is 10, your return or your output is also 10. In the third and the last phase of the production of the long term, which is economies of the scale, the third is if you are still continue inputs 10 minutes in your production process, in your production system, that it will give you less than inputs in your production system. So here we can clearly see when we are not making changes in the inputs in the production processes, but we are getting different types of the output, different types of the return from the adding inputs in the production system. First, when you add 10 units, you will get 13 marginal return. After that, you continue adding more 10% or more 10 units in the production process. At that time, it is constant, so no change. You add 10 units, you get 10% return. And after that, the third stage is your input is 10, but your return is less than inputs. It means your return is 8. So this is the all about the economies of scale or the inputs. Now we will understand this by diagram on the page number 81. There is diagram is given in that. As we know, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. On the x-axis, there is a scale of a form is given. On the x-axis, there is a scale of a form is given, and on the y-axis, there is a return is given. Return is given in the. Now we have 1 to 9 the scale of the fund, and we have 1 to 9 return from getting that input, so from getting that scale. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same for one or y-axis. 8. This may not be perfect because this is directly drawing on the blackboard. Many of the students know how my drawing is. So this is the basically on OX-axis there is the scale of form is given, and on the OY-axis there is a return from that scale is given to us. And now we have given there is given a CP line on about the 8, but we have this type of CP line is given to you. So basically from C to N, and let's understand this diagram. As we can clearly see, there is a OX axis there is the scale of form is given here on y axis. There is a return from that scale is given. It means if you are adding one more unit, what that affects on your production system. If you are adding one more unit, it means here you add one thing, after that again you add one, on the 3 you again add one more unit in your production system. How that gives you the benefit here is given. And on the y axis, if we are continuously adding inputs in your production system, how that gives you the return, how that gives the benefit. This is given in the diagram. So here from C to N you can clearly see this is the incremental stage. So until 4 unit, if we are continuously adding inputs in the production system, so until 4 units it is in the incremental stage. So our first stage is up to 4 units, which is C to N. After that, from N to N, it means 7 units from N to N. This gives you the constant result N to N. This is gives you the constant result, so it is our constant. And after that you can see from N to P your return is in a declining stage. Here this go from 7 to 8, and here you can see this down from 8 to 6. So this is not beneficial for you in your business enterprise. So if you are wise enough, you continuously getting advantage from first phase, which is this type of phase. If you are understanding, or if you get answer, or if you get to know in the second phase, you are not getting incremental return in your business. If you are not getting incremental returns in the scale of the production, at that time you must stop your production inputs in your production system, so you will get more and more benefit from the production system. After that, there is a explanation is given in your book on the page number 81. In the figure given above, on OX axis there is the scale of the firm has been shown. The scale of firm on OX axis, and on OY the proportion of marginal return has been indicated. And here the marginal return is given. As you all know, what is return and what is marginal return. Marginal return means when you get profit or when you get benefit while adding one unit in the current production, that is called the marginal. Always remember, in the economics or in any stage, in any study, if you heard the term marginal means when you are adding one unit in that particular system, how that one unit affects on the total theory, that is called the marginal. So on the OX axis and the scale of form is given. On the OY axis there is a marginal return is given. CP curve is a curve of marginal return. This is the curve of marginal return. As the volume of the firm grows, as the volume of the firm grows, the return continues to increase. Say up to 4 units, we have already seen that up to 4 units, it is continuously in the incremental stage. Then from N to M, it remains parallel. From N to M, it remains parallel. It means it is constant. It shows that the returns are unchanged. It means there is no change in the inputs and the returns. Here, your input is 10 and your output is also changed. It means it is constant. There is no change in the inputs and the returns. After that, then from M to P, the curve of marginal returns begins to move down. Here, from M point, the marginal return curve starting to move downward. So, shows that the returns are diminishing. So it is said that this is the diminishing return started from M point, and from M to P, that inputs give less return in comparison to the other thing. So this is the basic thing related to the economies of scale. In our next video, we will see the next point related to the laws of the production. Thank you.